Hey y'all, hey, so this is a bit of an odd vlog for me. As you can see by the title, come with me on my first date. And I'm saying first date because I'm recently single. I've been single for a few months now. I stopped counting. And yeah, so I'm going on my very first date since I've been single. So I want to take my hair down really quickly. I didn't do anything special. First, let me give you the rundown. Okay, I gotta give you the tea. So, I met this guy at a work event. You know, very simple, nothing magical. But at a work event, at first I didn't realize that he could have possibly liked me because I was just so busy, working. And so, nice guy, introvert, that sums it up about him. Cute, sexy, all of that. So, that first initial, meeting was just simply professional, a nice person, right? And so I kind of just threw it in the air, hey, I'm going to be at such and such, this day, you should come through, And, I was like, just text me and let me know, we exchanged numbers. Just text me and let me know if you're going to come through. I'm going to lock you in. Which is so weird because, because I get so many phone calls and text messages and stuff like that, I kind of screen my calls. So I was like, text me so I can know it's you so I can lock you in. Well, I didn't realize it, immediately, but he actually did. Text me, but I didn't lock him in, right? But I did remember his name. So the day of the event that I was talking to, that I told him that I was at, I was working, still. So I was, really busy. My phone was going off the, ringing off the hook. And I got a phone call, and you need something?
He got that thing in his mouth.
Oh. I got a phone call and I answered it, and it was his voice. It was like, hey, and I immediately, my face lit up and I stood up. I was like, hey, and he was like, I'm here. And I was like, he was like, I'm here, turn around. And I was like, like a little schoolgirl waving hard, and I kind of ran to where he was. And so, and he literally, came over and we literally talked for an hour plus, maybe more, And I was like, well, aren't you enjoying the event? Aren't you here to, to enjoy yourself? And he was like, no. So I'm like, oh my God, he literally came to see me. So yeah, so we were chit-chatting and having conversation, and at the time I didn't know that was it didn't my intention wasn't to have be a first date, kind of get to know, not literally a first date, but it was super intimate because we were getting to know each other. And so I'm just gonna fast forward this. Okay, so at the end of that little chit chat, I was like, don't be no stranger, we need to do this again sometimes. It was like, yeah, and have that coffee you like so much. And so yeah, and after that, the next day, he sent me a text message, and he was like, is this you? Because I have an ad campaign out right now, a billboard and a bunch of other stuff floating around the internet. And so he was like, is this you? I was like, yeah. And he was like, I wish I would have known I was talking to somebody famous. I was like, I'm absolutely not famous. Anyway, so yeah, we had a little light conversation there. And then we were talking about our schedules because I'm super, super busy, and he has a regular life. Not to say he's regular, but he has a regular life. I'm the only one with the crazy busy entrepreneur life. And so we were talking about what time we go to bed and stuff like that. So he was saying that he winds down fairly early. And I was like, you're gonna have to come back out for me, and he was like, okay, I'm gonna take you up on that challenge. So I'm sorry, y'all, it's my dog in the background. So y'all, because we had already alluded to, like, you know, on both, you know, times we spoke about, you know, kind of like hanging out or doing something. Well, by the way, when I said that you're gonna come out for me, he was like, you know, bet, you know, he was like, just give me a 24-hour in advance. Because he said he wakes up really early and goes to bed like really early. I'm a late bird, he's an early bird. Got my dog in the background. So yeah, so fast forward, you know, like today is a holiday, and like I didn't really have anything, you know, going on today. And yesterday I was like, I should ask him on a date, you know. I feel right is right because my schedule is so wonky, you know, and I really don't know when I'm going to be available. So like, right is right that I just throw the ball like out there, you know, when I'm available. So I kind of like, I texted him and I was like, hey, what are you doing, you know, Monday? We should hang out. And he was like, you know, nothing much, just the gym. I was like, okay. He was like, what you thinking of, where at? And I was like, I was thinking about, you know, taking a walk on a river walk or something like that's a spot downtown in New Orleans, like really cool, a lot of stuff going on, you know, near Decatur and stuff like that. I feel like, you know, that I will be more comfortable with, like in a public setting, you know, no pressure when it comes to like who pays for the first date and, well, you know, what we gonna eat, what we gonna do. It's like, I already ate, you know, it's literally at the end of the day. I told them like around 5-ish. So like, we should all been 8 by now. So, so yeah, that's what it's really a lot in between, but basically to sum it up. So I'm getting ready right now. I didn't do too much with my makeup look, honestly, because we're going to be walking. I figured, like, in my mind, I'm like, let's walk on a river walk. I'm sorry, I'm whispering because my son is in the other room. So I'm walking, I'm like, let's go. I figured in my mind, you know, a river walk is kind of nice. Maybe have some coffee at Cafe Du Monde, you know, listen to a little music, you know, while walking, and then get some exercise. So I didn't wear anything like too extra, you know, walking on the river walk. So I'll show you my outfit. And I didn't do much with my makeup. I've slathered on sunscreen, and I just did a little powder, not too much. And now I'm just taking my hair down, and I'm supposed to be meeting him for 5. Ooh, I hope I'm not running late. Yeah, so I'm gonna see you guys when I get to my first date. Oh wait, first I gotta show y'all this hair and my look. Y'all, this hair is giving, y'all. It is giving. You know, I gotta bust out the natural hair on the first date because I want to let you know that I'm a natural girl, and I just, you know, and this is what I am. So if you're looking for the long, luxurious hair, then you're not gonna get that hair, you know. So this is my hair, and I'm gonna show y'all what I'm wearing. Oh, watch out, Royal. All right, so this is what I'm wearing. I have on these little cargo pants from Amazon, and I got me a little pouch with my sunscreen and lip gloss and stuff like that in it, and my hand sanitizer. Since we're going to be like walking, I didn't want a purse. I just wanted something on my hip, and this little fitted active shirt that I got from Shein. You know, a little bit something right there. And my shoes, it's like these little wedge platform sneakers right here that I got from Shein. And I have the minimal on my hands with a little bracelet, with a little necklace, with a little necklace, as well as some cute little Chanel earrings. And again, this is my makeup look, super minimal. Yep. All right, now I'm gonna see y'all for real when I get to my date. Oh, and I forgot to tell y'all that the scent I'm wearing is Fenty. Y'all just don't know how difficult it was for me to like get prepared for this date, because you know, last night I got off of work late. I didn't finish filming till a little after 12 a.m. And then it took me another hour to prepare for bed. You know, like I have to take a bath, like, you know, prep my hair for the next morning, skincare, all of that took another hour. So I didn't get to bed until really late. And then today I had to run some errands, bring my son to, you know, get to the dentist. So like by the time I settled down, yo, I was just so tired. I was like, I need to be resting. But then this is like self-care too. So, you know, I was like, I don't want to be a person that's not consistent and don't keep her word. So I'm like, you know, we had good conversation, and I don't want him to think that it's because of him, you know, that I'm canceling. So like I got in the shower, got myself together, and I'm like, we're gonna do this. This is like, you need this date. You really need this date, and you want to be consistent, and you want to show up, and you want to manifest, you know, good relationships, whether it's a friendship or whether it's love, and you gotta show up. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna see y'all when I get to the date. Alright, y'all, so I have arrived and I have parked. Yeah, I don't know how to feel right now, simply because, okay, y'all, so I told him we should meet at 5, right? Like, I know his schedule, I know he's an early bird, and I don't even want to start with making excuses. But so at like 5:05, he texted me. He was saying that like he just woke up from a nap, and he's getting ready. Like, I know he doesn't live like in a city, so I know it's gonna take time for him to get here. And like, I was rushing. I'm trying to show up and not be late, because y'all, I'm normally fashionably late to stuff like this. And so I was just like, I had to think a moment. You know, I'm like, okay, I know he gets up early for 5 a.m. I know this is about the time he's settling down. And, you know, the fact that he's taking a nap, that means he want to be up. But it's just like, you said you were looking forward to seeing me. Like, he said, I'm looking forward to seeing you. And I'm like, same. So, like, I don't know, y'all. That was like, you know, and then when I arrived, like, you know, I looked at my text messages, and he was like, ETA 30 minutes. So like, it's 5:10 right now, and you're not gonna arrive till like another 30 minutes. So you're gonna arrive at 5:40. Like, you're 40 minutes late for our like official first date. I don't know, y'all. I don't want to gaslight myself, but like, yeah, like me, You know, by the way, he's much younger than me. I didn't know that till mid-conversation. So, yeah, so, like, it, you know, it kind of shows, like, the, like, I ain't gonna say that he's immature, but it shows I'm a little bit older. I'm a little bit more, you know, organized and stuff like this. And it's just like, I got here 3 minutes late, buddy. You're not here. So, yeah, that... All right, y'all, I'm gonna just get myself together in the air. So I texted him back. I was like, cool, I'm gonna just sit in the air in my car. Yeah. All right, y'all, I'll just update y'all as I can. Okay, y'all, so he made it. He was a bit lost because he's not from here. So I was helping him with directions. I know it's kind of frustrating for him because it's kind of confusing out here. But y'all, so he made it. We're here and I'm about to start my day. I thought I needed. The camera I thought that was gonna be it. This camera gonna make me more money. Y'all, it is now 12:06 and I just got home. Y'all, this tonight has been like a breath of fresh air. First of all, your girl been out all night, y'all. Your girl been out all night. So I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know where to start. Okay, like tonight was absolutely amazing. Well, let's start off with my last clip when I was talking about like him getting lost and me having to like direct him to where I am. Okay. At first it sounded like he was getting a little frustrated. So like I was like, you know, trying to walk him through with meeting me. I understand New Orleans is just like a big city in Decatur, and the French quarters could be like really insane for somebody who isn't like, you know, familiar with those grounds. But like he pushed through, okay? He pushed through and he made it. But y'all, it's a good thing I got like 6+ hour parking, because I used every bit of that time, like 6 hours, like 6 hours on a date, y'all. And it was just, okay, I don't know where to begin. So like, y'all, the conversation was just so great. Like the connection was like absolutely amazing, y'all. So we literally just walked up and down like Decatur and like the river walk back and forth. Literally, I can't even count how many times we walked back and forth. So like we were just talking and connecting. It was just like this is really happening. Like it was so intimate without like being physical. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what a lot of men don't understand, like, it's very important. The intimacy, you know, just conversation is intimate itself. Like time is just intimate itself. And so just to have like those intimate moments, you know, without it being like physical, was just like top tier. Y'all, like, he's ahead of his time. He's ahead of his time. You know, like the age difference isn't such a big deal, because it's like in conversation, it's like I'm talking to a like somebody who's so mature. So like that was great. It was just like the connection with conversation was just a breath of fresh air. And I just love the fact that he just stayed with the eye contact. Like I love it when a man just like looks me dead in the eye when he's talking to me, like just like, and his eyes are just so beautiful, mesmerizing. Is that Royal and Trey? Okay. Hey, Pop Pop. I'm vlogging. Thank you for watching my baby. Thank you. Good night, son.
I was laying down sleep in the office. I'm going back in.
Good night. I was out trying to find your new daddy. I was out trying to find your new daddy, Royal. Anyway. Thank you, son. Yeah, I didn't want my son to know. So y'all, like, back to it. So, like, I just love it when, like, a man looks me dead in my eye and talk to me. Like, you know, like, not looking away, not playing with his phone, not looking like he's bored, like he's rushing, just, like, just all focused, like, on me, which is, it was something about that man's eyes, y'all. You know, the eyes is the gateway to the soul. Is that how you say it? But, like, I can tell, like, I can see everything I need to know just by looking you in your eyes and like that. So, like his, like, I can kind of see him being, like, prejudged, like, misunderstood, because, like, he has this, like, whole, like, serious, manly man, like, vibe about him. So, like, I can see, like, how people would kind of, like, maybe think that he's, like, mean. But, like, when I tell you, when that man smiles, top tier. And just, y'all, I could just go all night talking about, like, how the conversation went. And, like, it's basically, I knew it was going to be good conversation, because basically, like, our first kind of sort of mini date, the conversation was well. It was just, like, very well. And we talked for hours that same time too. So, like, having a 6-hour date was, like, not unusual, because, like, the conversation was given. So, like, just seeing, like, okay, so, like, literally we just walked back and forth, like, walking on the river walk, overlooking the water, and just, like, it was just so freaking romantic with an absolute stranger that I met last week. And it was just, like, just the little things, like, you know, it was just reminding me, like, love is possible, like, companionship is possible. You know, you just gotta, like, put yourself out there. Like I was tired today. Like, I had a lot going on. Like I could have went to bed, but because I was like, no, I'm gonna be intentional with, like, dating. I have to get up and, like, you know, and, like, it was just, and correction, like, when I said that he texted, like, 5:04, it was actually, like, 4:37 or something like that, when he told me that he was just waking up from a nap and he was getting ready. So, like, yeah, it was like 4:30 something, and I was, like, literally on my way. So just, like, and when I got there, he was like, you know, my ETA is 30 minutes away. I'm already here. So, like, that could have, like, turned me off, and I could have went home. But then I was like, you know what? No, I'm here. You know, things happen. Like, just, you know, give him some grace. And I'm glad I did, because he was late, because he wanted to wash his car and I guess have it perfect for, like, on a date with a girl, you know? So it's like he took a nap after he washed his car and woke up and realized, you know, not to say he forgot, but, like, you know, his little timing was a little off. So, like, you know, of course I forgave him. You know, I didn't even bring it up or complain about it until the end of the night after we talked, like, for 6 hours. I didn't want to, like, when I met him and greeted him with, like, why are you late? You know, I didn't bring it up until later on, to when we was already, like, in bliss, you know? So, like, yeah, we kind of, like, walked and talked, and we, like, stopped for coffee and beignets. Like, y'all, I was due for my second cup of coffee, and I started to get a headache. And I know how it is when I get a headache. Like, I'm ready to get to where I'm going. Like, that's peace for me. So it was like, we walked and talked. And then I was like, I need to find some coffee. So we stopped, you know, for coffee, share some beignets. Y'all, those were some big old beignets. So, like, we kind of, like, had a moment sharing some beignets. He doesn't drink coffee, but he drinks hot cocoa. So I'm like, okay. coffee, cocoa, not the same thing, but anyway, good conversation there. Just like, he is so smart, like freaking smart and ahead of his time, and like can keep up with a conversation with your girl. Because I can talk a lot, I can talk fast, and to be able to like understand me, you can tell like he was like focused in on, y'all, look how, like, look like I just, like, you could tell he was like focused on what I was saying. Like every piece of word or whatever I was expressing was coming out, like he was actually listening. And I thought that was just so sweet, y'all. And just like I thought it was going to be cool out there, so we was getting cold, right? When the nighttime came, it was just like getting kind of cool. So, you know, like I didn't really know how, like, you know, he was like, I have a jacket in my car. You want me to go get my jacket? And I was like, no, I'm good. Trying to be all cute. But then later it got cold, y'all. So it was like, you know, we started walking back and we went to his car and he had 2 jackets. So he got a jacket out and gave me his jacket. So I was all cut up in his jacket. So yeah, like that was kind of cute. And so, like we went back and we kind of like sat by the water a little bit. So like we were sitting down by the water watching, you know, over the pier and just having like, we're lean back kind of sort of like just chilling, you know, and like I thought it was just so cute. I don't know if it was because he was cold or he was just being like, you know, getting a little comfortable, but it was so sweet to like he didn't invade my space, but like it was subtle moments where he would like grab a hold to like my belt loop or something like that, or just any subtle thing, or just like put his hand on my knee, or like on, you know, just little, like just a hint of, you know, touching, not just too like aggressive. I thought it was just so cute, like during conversations, kind of like put a little belt, you know, a little belt buckle a little bit, you know, to show they like, come on, you know, closer. I was just like, oh. Anyway, so like, again, like I don't, you know, it was just like those little moments of like not too much, but just a little something to let me know like I'm feeling you. So like at first I was like a little guarded like with that. It was just like, oh my God, he touching me. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, okay, but it was just like just enough to like not be uncomfortable. So just like, you know, the colder we got, the more we kind of like got a little, you know, like, oh, it's cold, you know, and it was just like, oh my God, he's like right here. So it was just like, and then a conversation was just like literally like gaze into each other's eyes, like literally like, oh, really? Kiki. So just like, am I really having this moment like with somebody I met last week? And I keep saying that, but it's like, it felt like the time has sped up because the first time we kind of like, you know, was conversing, it was like for a while. So a lot of topics were covered in those, you know, in that time. So just like tonight's date, it was like, y'all, my meter ended at 11:37. I mean, it's 12:17 now, but my meter ended at 11:37, right? So just like about 6 hours, y'all. I swear, like, if I didn't have a meter, we could have been still out there talking, like still out there connecting. Like it had got completely empty on Decatur, like Jackson Square. I've never seen Jackson Square like empty in my entire life. Like it was literally empty out there. We went out there when it was people and we literally shut down. We shut down the coffee shop. Like we were the last people in the coffee shop and they were closing. So just like, y'all, it was just, y'all, and might I add, this man was flowing. It was just like, just a connection without it being physical. Like, you know, I know I say he fine, but like, it's just the connection was just so much more than physical. So it's just like, so cool that we would just like have a meaningful conversation, then goof off a little bit, you know, talking about something else and like talking about life, talking about family, you know, talking about like adult stuff and like, you know, and it was like real life conversation. And it was just so cute. Like I was telling them about my obsession with watching like Dr. Pimple Popper and like watching people get their backs cracked and like, you know, all kind of, you know, their feet ingrowns pulled out and stuff like that. Like I was telling him what I was obsessed with. And so, and he was like, have you ever been to the chiropractor? I was like, yes, I have, you know, once or twice. And so, I think he was saying something about he's never been, I don't know how it got to this moment, but it was like, I was like, I could crack your back, you know, like me being goofy. I'm like, I can crack your back, you know, turn around. So like, he turned around, like I was like, take your jacket off, you know, because he had put on a jacket. So I'm like, take your jacket off. So I helped him pull his jacket off. So I went to kind of like crack his back, and I noticed he was like real like tight and tense. I was like, oh my God, you real like tight, like, you know, let me see it. And I was like, drop your shoulders. So I started to give him a little massage, right? And he was like, I'm like, oh my God, this man is so tense and tight. Ain't no way this black king shouldn't be massaged. So your girl had to like, okay, let me give you a little mini massage. Like, let's get this little loose, like, you know. And so just so like, and no one was out there. Like, we're literally like, the stars are overlooking us, and it's just like a moment. It's just like a moment, like of intimacy without it actually being like intimacy, you know? And so just like the conversation was just so amazing. Like, I can't even remember all the stuff we talked about, but I know just like a lot of cheesing, a lot of hard conversations about like just life in general. Like I love the fact that it was like two people just having, you know, deep conversations and getting to know each other like without a mask. And I love the fact that it felt like it was no mask, because it's like I'm just going besides myself. I know y'all don't want to hear about the conversation, but like, y'all, it was just, y'all look at my hair. Like, I went there with just like this prim and perfect, like, and y'all, the humidity, like, y'all, like the humidity has given my hair life. But like, y'all, it was so just, so I may or may not insert like some of the footage that I tried to get without like being weird, like of the scenery and stuff like that, just to give you guys a visual. But it was just like, it was so cute that like when I was like recording like the scenery, he would like respect the fact that like, listen, don't jump in front of my camera. You know, he was like, oh, let me get out your way, you know, let me get out your way, you know. And I'm just like, you good. And then my mom was like, I wasn't gonna video you anyway, you know, anyway. But like, it was just being respectful of like, you know, my video, which was, you know, it was cute. But like, y'all, I just had an amazing time. And like, you know, again, the conversation was like mutual, you know, mature conversations, like deep conversations. So like, I had already like kind of sort of mentioned like kind of like I'm really big on like dating, like friends, being friends first and dating your friends, and like, you know, getting to know them like that. And like, you know, because that way you'll have a better connection and you know if that person is the one. So it's like, you know, this date wasn't like, it was just like the very beginning of a good friendship, like how I felt. Like, no pressure, like, you know, no pressure at all. You know, you don't even have pressure to even call the next day, you know. But like, it was just like a no pressure date, a well needed no pressure date. So like, for me, like, I'm just so used to like, when I see a person, well, when I date a person or go on a date or converse with a person that I like, I tend to kind of like live in that person, like, you know, and kind of like just stay and be invested in that. But like this time, like, I just want to really like, you know, date friends and go on dates and like have those moments, you know, as date, and then grow into something, you know, if it's something, just will grow into that. Like, I believe in courting. I believe in like, you know, being intentional. So I just feel like me going all in all the time when I find somebody I like, or like jumping into a, you know, something sexual too soon, and it kind of like changes the vibe of things. So I think like right now for me, like, I still want to, like, I would love to go on another date with this guy, but I also would love to like date friends, you know, like continue to date and just see where it goes, like, and see, you know, who show up, like who is worthy of my forever time, like who is worthy. I feel like a man that puts forth effort into like seeing you and want to go on a date with you, like, you know, I think that speaks for itself, you know, like of course understand and give a person a benefit of the doubt when, especially when you're working and you have a family. But like, I really appreciate the fact that like he isn't really up this late. Like, he has a job, he has responsibilities, and you still found time to like, you know, come hang out with me for like 6 hours, walking on a river walk, hearing me talk, like having this connection. And I feel like it was a connection. Like, you know, if it's not anything else, I know for sure it is a friendship, but it's just like, I would love to go like on another date. Like, I wanted to literally like vlog in the car, like as soon as I got in my car from the date, but he walked me to my car. And so I didn't want to be like weird and be like, yeah, y'all, guess what's up? So like, you know, it was just weird, and you can tell both of us didn't want to like leave from the date, but like our meter was expiring, so like we wasn't trying to pay a ticket to talk longer. But it's just like, I just wish we had like, well, we had enough time, but like you could tell we weren't ready to like go. So y'all, that I'm gonna be ending this. Look at my dog, like, you talking too much. But like, y'all, yes, so I had an amazing time on my date. Y'all, he was so handsome. He was just like everything. Like, did I mention he was foreign? Just like who's like a black king, fine, you know. So just like, I was just so glad that I showed up as myself, like, you know, like just being who I am, like normally every day, and not doing too much of this or too much of that. Like, I came comfortable. I came how I would be every single day. Like, I didn't want to show up, you know, as this totally different person, and then when you see me again, it's just like, but it's, you know, the weird part about it is when he first like met me, I was just so like not myself. Like, I had my hair in an old messy ponytail, and like I had on, you know, I just didn't feel like me, but I was working, and so it was just like, I was me, but I was just like the normal me, not the dressed up me. And so like, if you found that attractive enough to like sit and talk to me, and like, you know, I really appreciate that, you know. So like today, I didn't want to do too much. I wanted to show up authentic, just like he like met me. And so like, you know, today was like a real test, because like we even chuckled about it a little bit. I was like, yeah, you were late for our date. He kind of like laughed it off. He was like, yeah, I'm normally bad at stuff like that, being on time. And I'm just like, you know, it's cool. It's cool. You know, I know you said you don't normally be up this late, and, you know, stuff like that. And so I was telling him, like, it's really hard for me too. You know, like, I have a lot of stuff going on. Like, I literally was laid in the bed, like, I should take a nap. Like, I should call and say, like, hey, can we do this a little later? And he was like, oh, yeah, I would have been cool with doing it a little later, because, like I had got caught up doing other stuff too. So it's just both of us, just the fact that both of us pushed through, knowing that we, like, could have been using that time to, like, recoup ourselves, but instead we like cared enough about ourselves to want to like go on a cool date with like a cool girl like me, you know. So like, yeah, y'all, overall my date was amazing. Will I do it again? Yes, it was a 10 out of 10. Yeah, like, I just love the fact that like dates don't have to be intimate. Like, you can be intimate just by like just spending time. And my love language is like time. Like, and it's just the little bitty things that, like, it doesn't have to be like this extravagant date, you know, spending a lot of money on dinner, like, or like extravagant gifts. Like, when you're dating, like, it's just like, you know, you're building a friendship, and it doesn't have to be like anything like weird. And so I think that's why I chose that spot of like walking on a, you know, river walk, and like just talking and getting to know, because I know there is no pressure when it, you know, like, you know, when you're doing stuff like that. So it's just like, yeah, my date was a 10 out of 10. All right, y'all, that's it for my first date vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Okay, that's it, y'all. I feel like a school age girl. Like, so yeah, when I got home, he told me to let him know when I got home. So I was like, hey, I made it home. I enjoyed our date. You know, I had a great time somehow. I forget how I put it. And he was like, you know, he was home too. He had a good time, you know, so it was just like, we vibed. We vibed. So we'll see how it goes. Am I going to continue to date and leave myself open for dating? Yes. You know, do I want to see, you know, where this goes? Yes. In a dating format, friendship format. So like, yeah, I'm going to see y'all in the next vlog. Hopefully it's another date, you know. Hey, your girl, let's see what's going on, you know. Y'all know I'm going to keep y'all posted. Peace.